Hi guys, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Divinity Original Sin 2. Well, I suppose this is the last episode, but let's see what we have still to do. I don't know if we have anything. I thought the game was over, but it brought us here. So let's see.
Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. A god, no less.
He smiles at you fondly as he takes you by the hand.
You've done us proud. You saved the world, didn't you?
Not you did. Say you didn't save it alone. Tell him we're not out of troubled waters yet.
No. We were all of us instrumental, but only one walked away with divinity. I'm glad it was you.
Ask if there's anywhere he'd like the Lady Vengeance to bring him to.
Home, if you don't mind. After all, I've dragons to raise. I need to teach them to be good boys and girls before they set the entire world on fire. There may be an accident or two along the way. Please don't hold it against them. I do so long to see my palace again. The Forbidden City. The sense of spices and incense. The sound of sitars in far-off rooms. To sit all day in perfumed shade and watch the white of the marble change with the journey of the sun. But above all, I long to be with Sadher. Long to finally have the time to love.
Wish him the brightest of futures.
But before you go, remember how when we first met, I took you by the jaw to inspect your teeth?
Chuckle, what an amusing memory. You'd almost forgotten? Grown? Yes, you remember, all too well. Say you don't recall, that was a while ago.
Not something one forgets in a hurry. Now, if you recall, as per your own testimony, you've no culinary skills, you lack a sense of fashion, and you've little or no regard for personal hygiene. A damning assessment, if ever there was one. Still, I'm nothing if not a tolerant man who believes in individual growth. I'm sure the journey taught you much. As such, I'd like to offer you what I denied you before, the opportunity to become my slave. What say you?
Does he realize he's asking a god to be his slave? You know what? Say that sounds absolutely wonderful. Roll your eyes and walk away. Shake your head, sigh deeply, then hit him on the nose. I don't know if the game is going to take it seriously if I choose this one.
But where are you going? Really? It's the lack of manners that I find so unforgivably disgraceful.
He's a great character. Where is everyone else? I can't go down here, why not? I would like to.
There's nothing interesting down there. The future lies above, not below.
Okay. Who's this? Oh, the chick we freed from the...
I've never been fond of what the Divine stands for, but I must say, it's rather exciting to say I've been up close and personal with one.
Mark that you hope she's reformed her ways after winning back her freedom. Ask what's next for her.
Who knows? A nice cottage someplace quiet from the Halley and I. A roaring fire and a feather bed. Maybe. Maybe. But a girl needs some fun, doesn't she?
Remark that you hope she reformed from her ways.
Reform my ways? How adorable. No, I'm afraid I cannot escape who I am and what I've done.
Her eyes flick down to your mouth. She smiles coyly, then slinks forward to kiss you.
Give in to her.
Her mouth meets yours and devours you with predatory abandon. Somewhere in the recesses of your mind, you think you hear her voice sigh, "mine." But then the kiss ends.
Something to remember me by, darling.
Okay.
You're the new divine. That's so cool. What's it like?
Say you pulse with power and you can't wait to put it to good use. Tell him it's like sitting down to a feast and not knowing what to taste first. Sniff the air, you feel ready. Ready to lead the order, ready to march to victory. Insist you don't feel different, but the world looks different. Vulnerable, ready for a good ransacking. Flex your biceps, you are ready to spread truth in this land of lies. Maybe this one.
Neat. I'll be counting on you. There's also the matter of my payment for all the stuff I've done for you. That'll be...
He taps his fingers and mouths silently while he counts, until he arrives at an acceptable figure.
1,300,000 dozen and 50 teen gold pieces. Now pay up.
Laugh and tell him you've got a better idea. Blink, you're not sure that's a real number. Roll your eyes, who's this kid think he is?
Oh yeah? What's that?
Tell him he is a true warrior and the divine is in need of a bodyguard. Ask him to be your special advisor, your right-hand man. Tell him he's to be your herald, bringing the good news of divinity to everyone. Drop your voice to a whisper. You need him to spy for you, someone to dig up dirt on your enemies. Oh, he's going to be our herald.
Han ponders your suggestion for all of a second.
You got it. But you better believe the bill for that will be a doozy.
Oh, these two are here too. But there's someone missing, isn't there? Lose, Sibyl, and Sir Laura. Are these the only two we didn't take? Yeah, maybe. No, it should be three, shouldn't it? Let's talk to Lose.
Losa winks and curtsies in playful reverence. Her spectral gaze twinkles.
Okay, that's it. Fane. Fane should be interesting.
Fane is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous encyclopedia. He leafs through it slowly, muttering to himself.
Interesting.
His eyes stay fixed on the book as you approach.
Cough quietly to get his attention, lean in, grab his sleeve and examine it between your two fingers. Announce that his god is here. Maybe he could, say hi.
Fane looks up, his gaze carefully drinking you in.
Fascinating. The power of my people. The power of the Veiled. All in one delicate mortal shell. Who could have imagined?
Raise him with a smile. You could have imagined it. Admit that it feels a little strange. Tell him it's not all it's cracked up to be. You have power, yes, but also a huge responsibility.
The powers of the universe rushing through your body and you feel strange? Heavens no.
The skeleton looks back to the book. You can feel the grief radiating from him.
I can't help thinking that I could have saved them. That I could have done something.
Ask Fane how he feels about his people after everything that's happened. Tell him that you're sorry, you wish you could have saved them. Not he could have saved them, but sacrificed everyone else. He did the right thing. Ask if he'd like you to remove the pain of his grief. You are divine after all.
You could have saved them, but you didn't. You made your choice. Don't misunderstand. I made my choice too. That doesn't mean I cannot mourn them, though. They deserve that much.
He's in pain, you can feel it, but you can also feel the great potential future that lies ahead. Rest your hand on your shoulders, whatever about the past. This is his world now.
The skeleton hefts Hubert's dog-eared encyclopedia, its weight heavy in his hands.
I've been rereading this book, looking over your history once again, poring over every detail with a new perspective, and do you know what? It's shit.
Fane tosses the book over his shoulder. It flutters in the air as it sails over the ship's railing and disappears with a faint splash.
If you have spent your life staring at a thing, you can write about it with knowledge. You can write about it with love. But it is almost impossible to write about it with wonder. You creatures have spent your lives trudging about this world, and you've grown blind to its miracles.
Look at him quizzically. What does he mean? Huh, you suppose he's right? You're not sure. You think you can see the world with just as much wonder as he can.
Take otters, for example. Energetic, waterproof cats, utterly beautiful creatures. Or octopuses. Did you know they're secretly octopuses? Octopi? Octopods? I shall have to look that up. Regardless, the world is filled with absolutely incredible sights. And who better to catalogue them with the awe they deserve than someone seeing them for the first time?
So you can't imagine anyone better for the job. Pat him on the shoulder, whatever makes him happy. Rip him by the arm. It's been a pleasure.
Do you know, there is the idea that nothing is ever truly created or destroyed. I suppose we are all Source, just in different forms. You being the cruder, less jewel-encrusted form, naturally. But my people were Source too, although we didn't know it at the time. And our Source helped create you. In a way, I was walking alongside the best version of them the entire time. In you, I found a home better than the one I was pining for. Thank you, Godwalker.
Nice. Who is left? I think only Sybil, no, Lose, and the dwarf. Up here is no one now. Oh, and the cat.
A slight grin crosses the spirit's face. Whether her smile is sincere or not, you can't be sure.
I see great potential in our new divinity. I don't expect to be disappointed.
At least she said something. Lose didn't even say anything.
Well, well, Quirkers. Look who finally graced us with their presence. I suppose some thanks are in order.
Smile and tell him, no thanks. He doesn't have to thank you for anything.
What? No, you should be thanking me. I just saved the world from the Great Acorn. You're welcome, by the way. Honestly, Quirkers, some creatures have no sense of perspective.
Bow and thank the squirrel for his
A
service.
huge grin slowly spreads across the squirrel's small face.
Of course, had you not stopped this God King and his lackeys, there would have been very little left for me to save. So?
The cat moves forward, twisting around your legs and filling the air with the sound of dry, dusty purring.
Ah, Quirkers! Please, have a little decorum.
Laugh and tell Sir Laura they've been through a lot. He should relax.
This battle is won, my friend, but we still have a war to fight. We've undone the Great Acorn, but the Knights of Dre are still out there. They summoned the Great Acorn once. They will be able to summon it again. We have to destroy their order, once and for all. That is the future Quirkers and I have ahead of us. We no longer need a shield, but we are very happy.
Smile and thank him. You're looking forward to resting for a little while. Bow to Sir Laura and explain that it's been an honor. If he ever needs your help again, he's welcome to ask.
The honor is all mine. I pray we will not need to call on you. But I am grateful for the offer. I never thought I would be proud to have befriended a giant. But there is no one Ow! Quackers! There is no one that we would rather have walked this world with. I do not know what comes next for you, but you will always have a friend in the forest. Come, Quackers. We must Oh, I think you have something in your eye, my friend.
The cat curls up and snuggles into his squirrel friend, who quietly sits and sniffs on the deck.
Ah, this guy also. We have to
Well,
talk to him still.
if it isn't the new divine gracing me with his presence. How honored I am.
Remind him who he's speaking to and tell him that he ought to show more difference. Ask him what he'll do now.
That is the question, isn't it? How does one top the greatest feat of necromancy ever conceived? I might have the answer to that. Tell me, have you ever heard of Gustafsson? No, of course you wouldn't. It's a written language, unreadable to most, but myself naturally. It comes from a mysterious race from another world, beings that feed on minds. I intend to seek them out. This Gustafsson seems to guard portals to their realm. And once I've uncovered one, well, why settle for being the greatest mind in just one world when there's another for the taking?
Remind him who he's speaking. Blah blah blah. No. No. Only him left.
Beast brushes detritus from his beard, sand, skin, and whatever else might have accumulated there. He takes a deep breath when he sees you.
I know it's the same old sea breeze I've always smelled, but it's different now. I don't know how to explain. Maybe you do, oh Divine One.
Say that's to be expected. A lot has happened after all. Shrug, everything feels the same to you. Point to the ground, he must kneel in the presence of the divine. Clap your hand on his back, he's just not used to the calm.
I don't know how you can be so, what's the word, nonchalant? You're not free anymore. You belong to Rivellon now.
Beast begins to chuckle, then guffaw, and soon he is laughing as heartily as you've ever known him to.
That might be the most dramatic thing I've said in ages.
The laugh fades away, and the concerns of a kingdom and beyond pass between the two of you.
Ask if he's excited for what comes next.
That's what I should be asking you. I'll find ways to excite myself. Always do. First I go back to the kingdom, see the Queen. There's a lot to do there. Damage that needs undone. Dwarves have lived in fear for far too long on the outside. And the inside. Something tells me it's all going to be okay.
He winks and begins to sing.
You hear the wild beast just sails on the ocean. He's docked in the bay and coming your way. Off on the yawn, you hear the commotion. He's docked in the bay and coming your way. Your cupboard can't hide you, nor can your berth. His daggers don't care about the gold that you're worth. He'll bury your bones neath a mountain of earth. He's docked in the bay and coming your way.
He pauses, then continues to hum, all the while working his whiskers.
So I think we have talked to everyone. Less than
There's nothing interesting down there. The future lies above, not below.
Malady stands tall and proud, sunlight sparkling off her mask. From here she looks almost angelic.
Well, here we are again. You, me, and the ship I've saved from ruin for your personal benefit. I'd say you owe me. But why stay the obvious? Get an eyeful, Your Holiness. I expect it's the last we'll see of each other for some time.
She turns to you, arms crossed.
Look at you. Magnificent.
Tell her she doesn't look too bad herself. Tell her that none of this would have been possible without her. Ask what she'll do now that this is all over.
Excellent question.
She fingers the mask covering her face. For a moment it seems as though she's about to remove it, but instead she places a hand on your shoulder.
We've come a long way together. I did my best by you all the way. I sacrificed much. But I'd give even more to see you become exactly what you've become. Soon, I'd like to have a little chat about something you can do for me. But
Malady.
I believe that can wait. Relax. Enjoy. I certainly plan to do the same.
Ask where she plans to go.
Oh, I don't know. Around and about. Treat myself to some mead, a lover or 300. I say we've earned it. And when the time comes, I'll come find you, Your Holiness.
It regenerates. There is vision. The ship. Maybe I can talk to the ship now. I talked last time, I think.
There's nothing interesting down there. The future lies above, not below.
Do we have any new skills? No, we don't. Here we have. Replenish source. Draw source from your amulet. No. A little weak for divine. But yeah, let's talk to the ship. And then that's it, I suppose. There's nothing happening.
It gives me almost as much pleasure to speak to you as it does to be whole again.
Remark that it is good to see her. The Lady Vengeance has been a dependable ally. Say you're just glad to see all the trouble behind you rather than in front of you. Shake your head. How can this be? You are stashed upon the mountainside. Take your leave.
I will always be an ally to those that carry swords, to those whose blood is of the heroes of old. And so, as always, I am at the ready.
Nod silently. It's time to depart. Ask how it's possible she is here and unharmed, so you still have a few things to attend to. It's time to
You look
depart.
out to the endless beyond. The sun's light plays upon the waves, just as it always did. The sails flutter in the wind, just as they always will. And yet, something is different. You are different. And with a start, you realize where you must go next. You speak the command to the Lady Vengeance, and another chapter begins. War raged on. Arx remained the center of power as the races united behind the Divine. But the Voidwoken attacks continued as they did elsewhere. Arx would see many more long years of war. The ancient empire of lizards became one of the pillars of the new Divine Alliance. The houses of war and of shadows were particularly useful in the fight against the God King. The Empire used the war to expand its territory. With Lucian gone, the elves reluctantly rejoined the Divine Alliance. Their place in the war on the Void would entirely depend on the integrity of the new Divine. And here and there, across the world, what was left of the Black Ring fought on. The island of Fort Joy remained a sorcerer's paradise, a place of exile for those whose sorcery threatened to bring in the Void. For their well-being, its residents depended entirely on the benevolence of the new Divine. Reaper's Coast struggled on. The farms and the fisheries fought to feed the people against the Voidwoken blight. The black pits took fire. The oil there burns still. Driftwood teetered on the edge of starvation until the night the Voidwoken came from the sea. All were killed. This did, however, put an end to the famine.
Whoa.
The nameless isle had vanished. Although only open water remained, by instinct ships would steer clear. None of the captains could articulate why. Young Han grew up a warrior and became one of the Alliance's greatest generals. But even he could not win the war. Almira and Mihaili settled in an abandoned homestead. The locals liked and respected Almira. She never wanted for help, and deals always fell to her favor. Outsiders were often suspicious, but no local would speak against her. With a new divine at the helm, Malady had a powerful ally, but she was in no hurry to call in her favor. After all, it might be the last thing she ever did. Having performed the greatest act of necromancy in history, Tarquin found the new world unchallenging. He became obsessed with rumors of another plane of existence. One day he vanished and was never seen again. Jehan the demon hunter never stopped hunting for demons. Sahala sought to strengthen the Elven alliance with the new divine. Her powers of sight proved useful in the ongoing war against the Void, but she could never be sure that the new divine trusted her. Tova, her mother, was Sahala's most trusted warrior. The Beast of the Sea returned to the Dwarven Kingdom to lead the dwarves in the fight against the Void. After a series of public blunders, Marcus eschewed political power and returned to the sea. The Beast and the Lady Vengeance sail on. Fane travelled Rivalon, notebook in hand, recording the wonders he discovered. He kept a socket peeled for signs of the Eternals, hoping to find the wife he had lost. He's still looking. The Red Prince returned home a hero, and soon became Emperor. He used the war on the Void to expand the Empire. His house remained true to its name. There was never a day without war. And then there was you. You, Ifan Ben Mesd, the Silver Claw, the redeemed divine. What did you do with your power? What kind of divine were you as the world battled on? Did you show mercy or strength? Did you sacrifice others as Lucian had done? Did you regret becoming divine? Did you wish you'd surrendered the power that runs through your veins and sealed the veil? Only you know the truth. Only you know if you atone for your sins.
Amazing. Not the good ending I was expecting. A lot of bad stuff went on. And that Riverwood was completely destroyed. Or wasn't it? Yeah, Riverwood. It's weird. Did we... was it our fault? Could we have had a different ending? I suppose it was, probably because something we didn't do. Like the Black Pits took fire. But in the Black Pits I think we did almost everything. Maybe there was one thing, like under the fissure, the port for the fissures in Riverwood, there was one thing a dog was making, gave us a clue for it. Maybe down there was something that attracted the Void or something like that. Weird. I guess we didn't have the good ending. There must be a better one. Well, maybe someday we will play this again. Not for a long time, but maybe someday. And we will see if the end is different. And probably if I play this again, I will try to seal the veil to see what happens if the Voidwoken are gone. But yeah, guys, amazing. I will put these on fast. If someone wants to see it or read it, they can slow it down or maybe pause it. Even if I think that at this speed there won't be much left to see if you pause it, but who knows. Yeah, this concept art is pretty nice. In remembrance of Kirill Provsky, special thanks to all for everything. Last matches. Starlove and wife Irena. Thanks to Beyonce, Beard and Boss. Nanu, Valentine, Juliet. Thank you, Tarquin, for finally getting the Lady Vengeance. My parents, what? My lovely wife Anna for being patient, loving and supportive. Deliveroo for its love and support. Sorcerer. These are all backers. Wow, a lot of backers for this game. B, C. Oh, this is going on for quite some time. But we will end it. We will do it all. D, E, F, G, H, Y, J, oh, a lot of J's. Oh, really a lot of J's. K, L, M, oh, with M there's a lot also. N. This music is nice. O, E. Anyone with Q? Yes. Quagmire Box. There's literally a guy called Quagmire Box. Probably not. R. S. A lot of S's. T's. V's. W's. Y's. Z's, and that's it. Dualashi, Zfram, and I don't know what that was. Granny 3D. Ragnet C19, Iggy, Wee Wise, Pink Video, and some more concept art. Okay, nice. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed, and maybe we will come back some other time. Like I said, we will have to see, and yeah, see you soon guys for my next project. I don't know yet which one it's going to be, but probably a shooter. Either Bioshock Remastered or Metro 2033. I have to see which one I want to play. I think Bioshock. I had once made a test video to see how it looked and how it played, and it seemed alright, so maybe I'll try that one. So yeah, bye guys, come back next time for more, and come in to give a peek to my new projects. Bye!